Hey friends, the day has come where we are going to finally get the chicken coop assembled. It has been a long time coming and you have been patient. My girls have been patient, but we are finally getting the coop assembled. If you will remember, we got some sweet baby chicks. I believe it was like March the 20th is when they arrived. 1-day old chicks. We have raised them up and we ordered this great chicken coop from Carolina Coops, a fellow North Carolina company, and it has been here. It is a great kit that we are going to assemble together. You'll see Andrew in the background. He is starting to bring up the different pieces. So Andrew, Jerry, and I are going to assemble this today and get this process rolling. In the meantime, the girls have been hanging out in the old coop. They are growing like weeds, very happy, but they are ready to spread their wings and get into their permanent home. Life has just happened and it's crazy. Spring is a extremely busy time for growers and then retail garden centers, and life just happened and we just got away from us. But here we are today. It is going to go up. I am so excited to get some walls up and to see what this thing looks like. So let me give you a little bit of an overview and show you the prep work that has been done thus far on this space. So if you remember, this whole area basically from, these are Nellie Stevens hollies, so from about right here all the way over was just a natural wooded area. Honestly, it had a bunch of what I just call kind of junk trees because they were a ton of pine trees, but you can see like one of these, that's actually not on our property, it's our neighbors. But a lot of the trees had severe lean and bends to them. We had a terrible, terrible ice storm probably 22, 23 years ago. And these trees were bent down for several days loaded with ice. Once the ice went away and they started growing, they still had that lean to them. It's the perils of pine trees, young pine trees, and ice. So they were not viable and they were posing a threat to this area. So we cleared the entire area for the chicken coop. It is a lovely higher area. That to give you a little perspective of the elevation of this. So there is the house, and when you stand up here, you're almost essentially ground level with our second story of the house. So up here, we're gonna have a nice view of the chicken coop. And what Andrew has done for us this week is he went ahead and laid down, these are 6x6s, and got them nice and level. So this is the footprint for the chicken coop and got them in there. Everybody is bolted together, and then he came back through with some rebar and just kind of drilled in the beams so that they are nice and secure into the ground. Now, technically, we do not have to do this, but we did it for mainly two reasons. One was it made our life easier in the long run trying to get the chicken coop level. Obviously, we want this chicken coop level, and so now we can just take these panels and just lay them up here on the boards, and the whole coop will be nice and level. So we have a nice firm foundation on that. Secondly, it will help preserve the chicken coop. Even though Carolina Coops, the boards that are going to be on the bottom, right, that are touching the ground, they did use treated lumber. So you can see probably there is a little bit of a color difference between these boards here, and then this is the board that's going to be on the ground. This is the treated lumber right here. And unfortunately, treated lumber is not as well treated as it used to be. And so we have just found, and it's just, I don't know why, but treated lumber doesn't last like it used to. And so in a couple of years, it could very easily happen that those boards could rot or begin to disintegrate. So by putting it on this firm foundation of 6x6s, we are preserving the longevity of our chicken coop, and yeah, it just preserves it and makes it last a whole lot longer, and it gives it a firm foundation. So what we're going to do is, this is a 6x24 foot coop, so it is 6 feet wide. You can see here we have got the 3 panels. That is what we're going to start with. Jerry and I came the other day and assembled these 2 panels. And the Carolina Coops, they give you nice instructions on it on how to assemble everything. Comes with the wire, everything is pre-cut, it is numbered. All we have to do is just kind of follow the picture instructions and then assemble. So it is, the house part will be here, so 6 feet wide, and then the run actually goes underneath the house, and then the entire 24 feet long, all of this is the run. It will be covered in a galvanized metal roofing, so everybody is enclosed. Of course, you have all of the nice wire panels, excuse me, so they will be nice and safe from all predators. We don't have to worry about that. We have a lot of red-tailed hawks around here. Jerry and I have seen lately is getting some of our songbirds. So of course we want to keep these sweet girls nice and protected. So it'll be nice and protected that way from the sides and the roof. And then once we're done and the coop is assembled, then we're going to come back and install like a predator guard underneath, which is basically chicken wire that we will attach to these 6x6s. So we'll attach it and then the chicken wire will come out that way, because we have foxes, we have raccoons, we have possums. That prevents any kind of critter trying to dig into the coop to go underneath it. That will prevent them from doing that. So that is great. Also, if you've ever had chickens, you know that snakes also enjoy to eat their eggs. Well, the great thing is, I was so happy to see this. If you will notice the size of the holes on this wire, it is quite small. And I hope you can see that, because I know it's black on black, but really small. No snake is going to fit through there, so we don't have to worry about snakes getting into the chicken coop at all, trying to rob us of our eggs. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the camera up, and we're going to get going. It's going to be Jerry, Andrew, and I with the ever lovely furry assistant of Brenna. Start getting this up, and then as we make progress, I'll check back in with you and keep you updated on this. But very exciting. Making really good progress on the chicken coop, so I thought I'd just jump on here real quick, give you a little update and tell you what has been done so far and what our next steps are. It is a very warm June day here in North Carolina, and of course this is a full sun spot. I told Jerry and Andrew, I was like, man, we wish you could like skip ahead to 4 o'clock, because that's when it starts getting shaded up here, but that is all right. We are drinking tons of water and getting the job done. So basically you can see Andrew and Jackson standing there. They are starting to get those side panels on. That is where the actual run part of the coop will be, and then the little housing area right is where the chickens will be, their chicken house, shall we say. Now when you see this nice big open door right here, that area, that is where the egg hutch is going to be. And an egg hutch will house their nesting boxes. I believe there's 3 nesting boxes. It's either 2 or 3 nesting boxes. So that whole nesting box area will protrude out of the chicken coop. That way we can, when we come to collect our eggs, we can come right here. There will be a door that's right here. We can lift up the door and just collect the eggs from the outside, and we don't have to actually go into the chicken coop, which is different than our old chicken coop. This is the side, of course, that will have all the doors and everything. Wherever you see the screening up in the coop part, those will have windows that you can raise and lower. People have asked us about you know, how cold tolerant our chickens are, like the different breeds. For us in North Carolina, we need to be more concerned to make sure that our chickens are more heat tolerant than cold tolerant, because our winters are not that cold, right? But our summers definitely get warm, and chickens don't sweat, so you've got to make sure that they stay nice and cool, well hydrated, and can handle the warmer temperatures. Ventilation is also a really key component in a nice healthy coop. So we'll have lots of ventilation that will happen because we can keep all of these windows open. These panels will be open, nice circulation, and then there will be more up here on this side. But this is where we can go in. There'll be doors that open out with windows. Then this little section right here will have another door that we can open up when it's time to clean out the coop. Obviously, there is no floor right now to the house part of the coop, but the floor will sit kind of right here along these rails, and so this will be the floor, so that kind of gives you an idea of how deep it all will be. And then below the floor is still more of the run. So the run actually goes all 24 feet length of the entire building. And then this is the little door. They have a little tiny ladder that will connect here to the floor, that they can go up the ladder, go through the door, and then there's a taller ladder on the other side that will go down, so they can climb up and down the ladder here and go down into the run. So we're just going to keep putting these panels up. I believe the panels go up and then we start with more rafters. But yep, it is all coming together quite nicely. The beams have worked really well. Those 6x6s just resting on there. Once we get everything nice and where we want it, then we can come back and screw everybody in so that it's nice and secure. But as we're putting it on, we want to make sure that it's all square, level with everything, and then at the final end, then we can come back and get it all screwed in. And yeah, so we're just going to keep on plugging here and get this done. Hopefully this will be the part that will move pretty quickly. So keep you posted. It appears we are finished for the day. It is a Friday afternoon, about 3:30, and we are done for the day. One, because it's Friday at 3:30 and we're done for the day, but also because we are unfortunately missing some pieces for the coop, so we are at a little bit of a standstill. Let me show you the progress that we have made thus far. Keep in mind, remember, this is 6 feet wide, 24 feet long. The pieces that we are missing, little kind of important, we are missing the end wall, and the end wall here basically is going to be the same shape, size as this right here. except of course obviously it is going to go on the end of the chicken coop. And this is the side where we have chosen to put the door, the human door. So we'll have a little human door. We're probably going to put it on this side. So it'll be paneling here, and then the human door, access door, will be here. So we are missing that wall, and then we're missing a couple of these spacer boards. So the great thing is you don't have to measure between the rafters. You just put these boards right here between each of the rafters, and it appropriately spaces each of the rafters. So we are missing probably 3 on each side of those. I would say 3. I'd have to measure that. Yeah, no, we're missing 3 of each, and so we can't put the rest of the rafters on. We could measure and go ahead and put the rafters on, but it's just easier if you do it with the spacing boards, because it all works out just fine and dandy. It kind of works out good that we're forced to quit, because like I said, Friday afternoon, and we still have a lovely day at the nursery to go tomorrow. It has been quite warm today. We're almost up to 90 degrees, and this has been in the full sun, starting to get a little shade on it right now. Once the rafters are done and that final end wall are done and everybody's in there nice and secure, then the instructions say, I believe, is to put the roof on. We may kind of wait on that, because we'll go ahead and paint everything that we can go ahead and paint, and then we can put the roof on and then come and work on the inside, because there's a good bit of work that needs to be done for the inside of the coop, and then of course to make the nesting boxes and the egg hutch right there. So we feel good about it. It feels nice to have it up. It looks really nice down from the house looking back up. It's a nice structure, but it's not too large and too, you know, glaring and like out of control. Like, it really fits into the space really nicely. We'll see if Jerry can get the drone up. It's definitely a hard angle for me to get to show you kind of the whole thing and the whole perspective. So that's where the drone will come in quite handy. So we will try to get the drone up as the sun comes down a little bit later on in this evening. We'll keep you updated on it. I told Andrew, we were talking and we're like, yeah, this is the kind of project that you work from, like, you know, 6 to 10 in the morning and then 6 to 10 at night, because whew, it is a toasty spot for sure. So the girls are going to have lots of great sun. Of course, this whole thing is going to have a roof on it, so they will have shade and be well taken care of. But anyway, that is our project for today. Keep you updated as we go through. As always, thanks so much for gardening with Creekside. We hope you found this fun, informative, and inspirational. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.